Hi everyone. Hi to the viewers out there, and hello to the ladies, the Synergy ladies, Weekly, Fran and Anelika. How are you doing?
I'm
I'm
doing
good.
great, Aladdin. Hi, Fran. Good.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good, and thank you for coming back. I mean, if you're joining us right now, and what we do is we come on every Monday roughly this time on my page, and we talk about different things, health, well-being, lifestyle. And the last few weeks we've been talking about emotions, happiness, laughter, um, sadness, and all that. Today we're going to talk about love language. Now, what is love language, and what kind of love language do we use? Do we use love languages? Do you know what we're talking about in the sense of love? We maybe fall in love, but love language is a different thing. And if you know more about it, your relationships actually gets better. So so love language is the topic today. So I will start with Anelika. Now, love language, because we spoke about love last week, and we kind of went into love language, and we thought we'd have a topic today about love language. So, what is your definition of love language? What does it mean to you? When somebody said love language, what does it come to your mind?
I'll say love language is a way of expressing and receiving love. So it's just it. So there's just the same way we have languages, different languages. It's the same way love. Sorry about that. It's the same way for when we're communicating love to someone may not understand that is love because your way of communicating love or your way it's different from the way they receive love. So everybody have a particular way that they understand what and they can interpret what love means more than another certain way. So well, there's this book that explains it well. What's his name again? um I would remember the name as we go along. But yeah, someone had studied people, and based on relationship, he's a counselor as well. Based on studying relationships and studying us human being, it's happened that there are certain ways some people perceive as love, and certain ways that others will not see it as love and will not feel loved even though you are communicating or you think you're communicating love. So everybody have their own love language.
Everybody has their own love language. Oh yeah, as I said, everyone's have a definition of love language. So, what is your Fran? What's your thoughts when somebody says love language? What does that mean to you?
Uh, for me, love language is the way by which different people expresses their love to one another. It can be couple, it can be friends, it can be siblings, or but different ways by which they
Yeah,
express it, different attitude by which they express it, by which they give it, by which they receive it. So that should be the language for me.
yeah. Language is literally is about communication, and that you communicate in different ways to show affection. I suppose love is it's an emotion, it's affect and an affection. And maybe we love somebody, but how do we really show it, and how do we show it in different ways, and this is something we will explore today. How do we show it, and what ways they are to do it? And not everybody is going to do the same way, because some people will feel uncomfortable, and some people are comfortable in certain ways, and some people don't really do it because they don't really know how to do it. And I'm hoping that today that people are watching might give them a bit of insight and more understanding, and hopefully they will take this back and put this into practice with their loved ones. So so let's go with Fran now. I mean, obviously, there's different types of love language, and can you give me at least two? Because I know there's so many, and we could go on, and I'm going to ask Annalika for a couple of them as well. Love language. So, what two types of love language that people use, or you know of, that would really help people?
Yeah, talking about the types, like you said, there are many types of it, but I can say the using the word of affirmation
Mm-hmm.
and again the act of service
Yeah.
to someone
Yeah.
also is a type of language that one can use.
Okay. So when you mean affirmation, are you talking about communication, expression of love, as I presume that's so, or empowering, supporting, is that what you mean about affirmation of love?
Yeah, when I mean words of affirmation, like I would go for the empowering
Mm-hmm.
through communication, because for example, if someone if someone wants to appreciate you or want to show that they are really in love, there are those words that they will use to ensure you that they are really there for you. For example, people, but definitely sometimes what I say to people, it doesn't matter how you say it in your mouth, but what is important is that let it be deep from your heart. Let it come out from your heart. Like when people say to people, oh, sweetheart, don't worry, I'm coming. Oh, my lovey. So, although I am here for you, I'm here for you. Don't worry. With me, you're okay. Oh, my beloved. So all those words gives people a type of comfort and conviction. And again, like I said, if people are to be observant, they will be able to observe who is just saying those words for saying sake and who is just saying those words for real. Yeah, because if somebody just saying those words to get away with whatever they are needing, if you're observant, if you're mature, if you're focused, you will know. So if somebody is just saying it for real and they dying for it, you will also know. So somebody cannot just say, oh, my beloved. Like some people will say, I know sometimes people may just, like, somebody come to you and say, I love you past my mother. I say it's a lie that somebody can't even love you past their mother. Though sometimes it might be possible, I don't know, but yeah, but in the real sense, it's not supposed to be. So what I'm saying is that's what I mean by that affirmation, positive affirmation, using those words that are ensuring, those words that are lifting, that are empowering. For example, your husband or somebody just said to you, you were so worried about something, somebody said to you, oh my dear, you don't need to be worried. I'm here for you. I'm ready to do anything for you. I will go extra mile. I can even lay down my life for you. You see, those type of words. Yeah.
Of course, I think it's most important is about speaking from your heart. Really, truly, it's very easy to say words come out of the mouth and say, "I'll be there for you. I love you." It's just empty words, and by people's actions, you know if they're actually speaking from the heart. Later on, people realize that. But I mean, obviously, you mentioned about active service, and what that really means is what you're saying is we're doing things for somebody, making a cup of tea in the morning, and a breakfast in the morning for somebody, doing certain things, showing affection and showing love without expressing it through rather than talking about it. I'm going to doing something for somebody else.
Yeah.
That is active service. Yeah.
Yeah, act of service. Yeah. For example, some people, when they are trying to get someone to fall in love with them, they try to do every type of service that they know about. And that's why people need to watch it as well, because sometimes they just do it to get the person. Immediately they get you, you're done. So because you can't escape
Like,
anymore.
Trying to catch you in the net first, all those things.
Yeah. So they do act of service, and if you wanted to go for shopping, there's, oh, don't worry, I can buy it for you. Just give me a call, tell me what you need, I'll pick it up, and they will bring something. If you want to do a wash, oh, I'm okay, I'm here, I can do your washing. You don't need to worry, I'm here. So act of service, yeah, we still need to be matured. We still need to be observant to know whom that act of service is coming from their heart, not just for something.
I know, but I understand that it's coming from your heart with unconditional way to do it without expecting something back. And that's the way to that is a love language. You don't want something, if you're doing it because you want something in return, and that doesn't really work out. But Annalika, let's go to Annalika. Give me a couple of love languages. What you think, or
I would say physical touch.
okay.
It's a way of communicating love, isn't it? And again, I know love language, a lot of times we're talking about it regarding relationship, like mature relationship. But for me, I also think about it as to for the children as well. So I think physical touch even will be that of every newborn. So it's just like holding, cuddling, kissing, even all the way to love making and the rest of that. So for someone whose physical touch is a love language, any opportunity to to hold will be comforting to them. Even a kiss on the forehead or the cheek or just a hug, will make them feel very loved. So it means that's their language. It means but if it means if they are receiving that, they feel secure, they feel loved, they feel complete. Whereas and another one is maybe quality time. So for someone whose quality time is their love language, they want to spend time with you. It's not about I'm working hard all day so I can provide you your activities, your game. If that's not their if gift or something is not their love language, quality time is their language. It doesn't matter if you're working all hard to give them all the money. they won't feel loved because they just want you. They don't want the money, they don't want any other thing. So and I think a lot of times that creates problem as well, because the other person cannot understand why you don't appreciate that they are working hard. Whereas this person is saying, you don't love me, you're never there for me, and things like that. And they say, but I'm doing all this for you. And then there's a problem because you are speaking Latin and they understand English. So there is no communication at all because you're speaking a different language. So yeah, those are my two. There are 5 of them. So I think we've said 4 now.
Yeah, we because one of the things you mentioned about quality time, and as you rightly said, is quality time is very important. But also, people nowadays in society, when we have quality times with a family, what we do, we are on the phone, or we talking. If the phone is a big
That's not
thing,
quality.
but it is amazing how you say, "Oh, I have quality time," but he or she's on the phone, and on social media or over social media, you could watch our show. That's fine, but I need to add that. But that's how the life has come around. It's like you sitting with family and children. We're on the phone. Kids got the phone as well, and it was interesting. that I know this thing came up on Facebook, and there's this quote, and there's a picture of a boy having breakfast, and and he's reading the carton of the Kellogg's breakfast, and it shows you that time when we didn't have the phones, what did you do? We used to sit around and then eat our cornflakes, whatever, breakfast, and used to read the week back of the boxes. And I remember that, whereas now you don't even read, the children don't read back of the boxes, they look on the phone when they're having breakfast, So it shows you how the times have changed. And another thing is, I know we mentioned Ford, there's another one I think is gifts, giving gifts to loved ones, buying, and I think not just buying gifts for their birthdays or anniversary, great, people do that, but people in between, giving them a wee surprise, gifts, it doesn't need to cost anything. A wee gift, by a rose or a wee flower or a wee something, it's a thought that counts more than anything. It shows that somebody's been thinking about them, and that is very, very valuable. And the other person knows that person's been thinking about them, and that's one of the things about love language, is a wee gifts here and there makes a huge difference. And as I said, it doesn't really need to cost a lot of money to do it. I always think that, so there's so many ways of love language. We all got in it. We can use the ones that we feel comfortable with. I think, a lot of people don't want to show affection sometimes. Depends on the culture and all that, kiss on the cheeks or the forehead. It can be very rare in some cultures. And some cultures, they want to give just gifts. So it depends where people have grown up and used to it and things. And as Annie Lico also mentioned about touch and hugs and things like that, is quite important. And one thing I've learned, and I've heard about a lot as well, females are very easily, we kind of give hugs and all that. We kind of open, we kind of do that. We, naturally it just comes to us sometimes, most of the females anyway, hugging their friends and all that, and kids and stuff. But the men are kind of, been kind of maybe don't do as much. But as I say, it depends on where they've been brought up and things like that. And so it depends on the culture as well. But there's so many love languages that we could talk about, and so I'm going to say I'll go back to Annalika first again. I'm just saying, give me what kind of love I know you don't need to tell us too much about it, but do you use certain love languages with your hubby, with your kids?
Yeah, like I said, not just my husband, but even the children. I try to see what appeals to them more. So even for my husband as well. But because I like to, I think you have what you do more can kind of help you understand your own love language. So I like hugs, and I try to hug all the children a lot. But I noticed one of them is a bit like David is the best hugger. He comes always, and I tell them, oh, David is the one who always remembers to give me. He can just come here and say hug, and he will hug. Whereas the other ones, Gloria Otuto, she will push me off, and I'll say, come here, I want to hug, and I'll hug her. But I know, they in this now and age, they will say consent and all that. She's my daughter. Anyway, I tell her, do you like it? Do you like me to hug you? She said, yes. I said, so why are you not happy? Why are you not hugging me back tight and all that? So I think she's shy. So again, I'm thinking maybe physical touch is not her love language. Okay, so, and I notice she's the one that wants to come and do things with me. Okay. She's always like, she wants to, what are you doing? What are you doing? Can I do this? Can I, even today, parking the car, she's saying, okay, can I stop the car? When you finish, can I stop the car? She wants to put the gear back. I say, okay, put it back, and it's free. And then she wants to lift up the handbrake. So she's that kind of. So I'm thinking, maybe acts of service will be her love language. So it's just me always. So it's the same way with my husband, with all the children. I always try to see what could be their love language. So I use all of them, and I think I'm drawn to all of them, but one or the other will speak loudest, and the other one may speak lower and lower. And the same way with everyone, I think there will be one that is the very your most prominent one. That's maybe is gift, but you still like physical touch, and you still like words of affirmation. But there will be, you can now downgrade it, which one is your number one love language and the other one. So I use all of them day to day. So
that's really good. Obviously, your children are learning about love language through yourself and your husband, and kind of showing affection and not to be afraid. Obviously within the family members that they know. But Fran, what about yourself? What is your favorite love language? What would you say that you like the most from it? We know which one.
I think I try to make sure I use as many as possible, but I know I like quality time. Yes, I like quality time, spending time with family. Short, I like quality time. I can't trade quality time with anything. And I like positive affirmation.
Okay.
And I do them a lot because I know it encourages, it uplifts. And I try, even out with my own home, when even at work, out and about, anywhere I find myself, I try to also implement it because I know it speaks. Like when America was saying about people, they can go and work money and say, I'm working hard for you. Money doesn't speak. Money is good, but you can't trade money for quality time. Yeah. So quality time is good, and I use them a lot. And I've forfeited many things just to make sure I have quality time with my family, with even my relatives when it's possible. Yeah. And the positive affirmation is very good. And talk about act of service. In short, can't all of them, because if you talk about act of service,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know, because sometimes I've gone to the extent that sometimes I would prefer giving out that service to you than receiving, because it gives me more joy when I'm at the giving part. You see, it doesn't mean that if someone gave me that service, I won't appreciate it. I will, but I try to. I think it's part of me anyway. And some people around me, sometimes somebody told me, and you should try to receive help from people and stop saying no all the time. So, but that is me. I think it just inborn in me. Yeah, so I use all of them, even the gift one. See, look at me. Sometimes I just get to the shop to get a milk. From getting a milk, I'll start looking around to say, oh, what can I get for this person? What can I get for the other person? So that is it. Even sometimes I'll see something, I say, oh, this thing would be good. One day I will see somebody I will give it to. I haven't even seen the person, but I'll get it.
Oh,
I'm here.
I will get it in advance. So that is me.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Ladies, that really sounds good. I mean, act of service, I mean, as you said, is quality time is so important, and you can't get that back. I mean, it's just like Annie, I love every single one of them, and you know, getting gifts and receiving is great, because sometimes we could give, which is great to give, but we also need to be open to receiving, and it's a universal balance as well. But yeah, and hugs is great. I think hugs it gives you a connection with heart to heart, and apparently the people who are stressed and all that, if you give them a wee hug, they actually feel better physically. The body it positively responds to it, and it actually improves people's health as well. So it's really good hormones are being released, and good feel good factors and things like that as well. So yeah, it's a great thing to do hugs as well, people you're very comfortable with and things like that. And I think we need to kind of do more of that. Love, and we have to show our loved ones, because the relationship improves if people do more of it. It has to be unconditional rather than getting something, you expect something back in return. Unconditional is the key to love language, I think, whatever love language. And I think, kissing on a forehead and on the cheeks and all that, and, getting small gifts and all that is so, so important. It keeps the relationship with, your loved ones, your children going, because it can get really stale or stagnated as time goes on. So adding that new fire or a bit of sizzle, I don't know, into a relationship just by doing that every single day. And it does. I mean, it's a small things, and both and or the whole family enjoy the kind of effects of it. So, a love language is, yes, I say it's a big topic, but we just wanted to kind of share some stuff with our viewers. I hope, I trust that viewers have got something from it, and if they may be thinking, well, I don't do much of that with my loved ones, maybe I should start doing it. Then you try it out, and you'll see, how your relationship improves in so many ways. But anyway, we have got a minute, 2 minutes left. Anilika, do you want to say something before we go?
Oh yeah, I just for conclusion, I would say, take our time to find out, what's your own love language, and the person your relationship with, what's their own love language, and because that can definitely make them feel more loved when you're speaking their own language, and you can tell them this is your love language, and that will definitely help the relationship move smoothly. There will be more understanding, and because you're feeling more loved and you're communicating in a way that both of you understand. So just be open to talk about things like this. Now that you have watched this, you can even share the the video to them, or just use it as something to talk about, and discuss what are your love languages, and so it's a way to season your relationship, talking about it, getting to know each other's love language.
Oh, thank you, Anilika. And Fran, would you like to say something conclusion before we kind of leave for this evening?
Yeah, I would say that people can as well be observant. Observe what their spouse, what their children, what their family members like more, to know if it's actually their own type of love language. And again, for most men whom a physical touch is their own love language, I think sometimes it makes them to be too silent, because they won't open their mouth to speak. And sometimes that makes them not to go, even when they want to get married to some ladies. You will ask the lady, did he tell you he wanted to marry you? The lady will say no. But the man will say, oh, I tried many times to, how did you try? You were just doing physical touch. You were just making gestures. You were just expressing. Some ladies don't understand that expression. Some of them don't even understand when you're trying to do some gesture. Some only understand spoken language, not sign languages. So can most men please speak up and stop using physical touch and sign languages, especially when you know that you really want to get married? Not tomorrow you say, oh, I told her, but she said no. In the end, you did not even use your words. Learn how to use your words, men.
Yeah, exactly. Communication is a key. Obviously, touch is important, but communication is the key. And we, as women and men, are slightly wired differently. And so I would say to everybody, I used to, before I go, I used to read a book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It's a really good book to read. It tells you how women and men think a wee bit differently and how we express ourselves. And that's quite an interesting book I read many years ago. Many years ago. So yes, viewers who are watching, if you haven't used the love language, maybe you want to spice up your relationship, or you're not sure what's going on with a relationship, use a bit of love language. And people planning to get married, remember, yes, it's a honeymoon period at the beginning, but if you want a very long, happy marriage, use a love language. Keep using it every single day, and that'll keep your relationship really hot and spicy and happy. We say that, spicy and happy. So anyway, thank you for Anneliek and Fran coming on. We come on every Monday and share our thoughts on different topics, and keep watching every Monday, roughly about this time, and share with family and friends. And I'm sure they all would benefit from it. If not, they can have a bit of fun laughing at us anyway. So, if you want any information, if you want to talk to the lovely ladies on here, Anneliek, Fran, they got a Facebook page, and message them and ask them anything you want about what we've been talking about. So yeah, thank you, ladies, for coming on, and we will come back next week. I'm looking forward to another interesting topic. Bye. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Next week.